Alright. Do you ever realize that you've made, like, a huge mistake? Because that's what this is. My name is Jack, and this is the drunk history of John Andre. The capture of John Andre, not, like, everything, because that's too much. Okay. So, John Andre and our fave, just kidding, nobody fucking likes him, Benedict Arnold, had this plan to take West Point, and John Andre snuck in to, like, behind enemy lines and was, like, hanging out with Benedict Arnold, and Benedict Arnold was just being a traitor, as you do, because he felt like he had been wronged for the fact that people got promoted over him when he was, like, the savior of Saratoga. How could they do that to him? I don't know. George Washington knows probably, but he's dead. So he went and he was like, hey, John Andre, let's plot. I'm going to give you West Point. Let's do it. And John Andre was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And so they did it. And they were making plans, and John Andre went to go get the plans from Benedict Arnold. So he was going behind enemy lines. And he was like, alright, let's do this. But while he was doing that, his ride, this boat, it was some sloop. I think it was called the Vulture. Fact check me on that. They got shot at because they were waiting on the coast for him. So they ditched him. And he was like, my ride is gone. Dude, where's my car? You know? It was like, what am I gonna do? I need to get back to British territory. This is fucked. And he was like, Benedict Arnold, my new bestie, what am I gonna do? Benedict Arnold's like, we're gonna dress you up in civilian clothes, and we're gonna just kind of send you back, like in a British Army, or in an American Army officer's uniform. I don't know which side he's on. He goes, and he's like, he gets stopped by these 3 Minutemen. And they're like, hey, who are you? And he's like, I'm John Anderson, which is the best name you could ever come up with for John Andre. John Anderson. And they're like, okay, well, okay. And he's like, are you of the upper party or the lower party? The upper party was the British, I think, because I guess they're better. So they were the upper party. They were like, yeah, totally, we're from the upper party, but they weren't. They were from the Americans. So the Americans were like, he just said he was from the upper party. He's a British spy, but he's in American clothes. What the fuck? And so they search him, and they find this piece of paper in his boot. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And only one of them could read. And he reads it, and it's like a map of West Point and how to take West Point. And they're like, oh my god, this guy was going to take West Point. This is Benedict Arnold's name on it. Benedict Arnold is a traitor. And so they're like, holy shit. And they don't call because there were no phones. There were no phones in 1780. They send a carrier to the American Army, the Continentals, and they're like, hey, guess what? We found this guy, and he was conspiring with Benedict Arnold to take West Point. Holy shit. And so he gets captured. I mean, they do that before. They take him into custody before they send that letter. But then they send the letter. And they're like, oh my god. And he meets Ben Talmadge, who says, I have never met a man like this before. I'll never meet a man I feel like this about again. I love him probably. Alexander Hamilton's like, this guy is the hottest, most talented, most brilliant guy I've ever met. I'm in love with him. And he says that to his boyfriend, mind you, in a 3,800 word letter. He says, I love him so much, John. I love him so much. And then Lafayette, I don't really know a ton about what Lafayette knew, but Lafayette cried. So, like, when he died, obviously. John Andre was like, yo, please, just, I know I'm gonna die, I understand that, but can you, like, not shoot me? Can you, like, hang me instead? Or no, other way. Can you not hang me? Can you shoot me instead? Because that's the honorable way to go. And they were like, no. George Washington was like, no. George Washington's a dick, guys. So as I was saying, George Washington's a dick. And he was like, I need to make an example of this guy. Because we don't have Benedict Arnold anymore. Benedict Arnold ran off to Sir Henry Clinton and the British Army. And he was like, I'm not going to stay here because I fucking fucked over the entire Continental Army. They don't want anything to do with me anymore. So he left. Washington told Clinton, if you send back Benedict Arnold, we'll give you John Andre. And Henry Clinton was like, I wish I could. I really do, because I love John. I love him. Because everybody did. Everybody loved John Andre. Everybody loved him. He was like, I wish I could, but I can't. Because I promised Benedict Arnold diplomatic immunity. Or whatever, I don't think that's the right term. But he promised him immunity. He promised him he wouldn't trade him back since they gave him valuable information that they never even got. Because John Andre had it. And John Andre got caught. So really, there's no point. They could have traded him back, but they didn't. Poor John Andre is stuck in the 1776 house. And he's reconciled to his death. He knows he's gonna die. It's blurry, isn't it? Oh shit. Sorry guys. No wait. I don't know what's blurry anymore. Everything's blurry. Alexander Hamilton goes to George Washington. He's like, yo, this guy is too hot to hang. He's too good. Just shoot him. Just let him die that way. It's just easier. It's better. He's a good guy. Don't let him die like this. George Washington's like, I don't know, bro. I don't think so. Lafayette's like, yo, Dad, please. Because obviously George Washington was Lafayette's father. As we all know. He says, Dad, please, just shoot him. Don't hang him. And George Washington's like, you know, I would, but like, we really do need to show the British that we're not fucking around. They killed Nathan Hale. We need to show them that we mean business. And Lafayette's like, but Dad, he's so beautiful, and I love him. And George Washington's like, it sucks to suck, Lafayette. I'm sorry, but this is what we have to do. On October 20th, I think that's the day, but I'm really drunk right now, so that might not be the day. They take him up to what is now called Andre Hill, and I've been there, and it's really fucked up because it's a roundabout now. Like, there's like a memorial to John Andre, and it's like a tombstone kind of. This is where he died. These are all the things that were said about him. Everybody loved him. It says that on the memorial. But there are like houses around it. It's really fucked up. Anyway, they take him to Andre Hill, and he's like, fuck. Because he thought maybe, just maybe, George Washington would have listened to him and he would have gotten shot instead of hung. Hold on. They didn't drink, but I'm drinking because I'm still drunk. So they were like, sorry, John, you're getting hung. And he saw the gallows and he took a step back and he was like, I'm reconciled to my death, but I detest the mode. The last part is verbatim. I don't know about the first part. I can't remember what he said. So he was sad that he got hung. I'm also sad that he got hung, but obviously. Anyway, so he goes up the hill. Everybody's crying. Everybody's sad. I'm sad still, and it's been 230 years or whatever. So he gets up onto the gallows. Although some stories say gallows, some stories say a tree. I don't know. The tree is not there. I've been. There's no tree. No tree at all. So he gets up, and the executioner is supposed to, tie the noose around his neck and blindfold him. He does it all himself, which is the most, first of all, badass, but saddest thing you could ever hear. I mean, who does that? He tied his own noose around his neck. He blindfolded himself. He was ready to die for king and country, for what he believed in. And there he went, and everybody cried. He stepped up onto the fucking gallows tree barrel. I think it was a wheelbarrow. Gets up onto the gallows. He says, "It'll be but a momentary pang." Last words, he says. And then they pull the wheelbarrow out from underneath him. And he gets, oh, that's my phone. Anyway. So they pull the wheelbarrow out from beneath him. They pull the wheelbarrow. They pull the wheelbarrow. I can't say that word. They pull the wheelbarrow out from beneath him. And he gets hung. And that's how he dies. And Henry Clinton cried. He wasn't there, but he probably cried. Lafayette cried. I cried. Personally, I wasn't there, but I am sad about it. And that's it. That's the story of the capture of John Andre.